Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we started the series for the game Grow Up. We have the lovable robot Bud and the computer overseer mom. It's kind of interesting though that this main menu kind of shows Bud as like a child. I really never got that feeling from the predecessor to this game that came out a year earlier. This came out in 2016. It really just felt like Mom always said very loving, caring, supportive things to Bud as just because that was the way it was programmed, and it was a cool idea. Certainly, why not program an artificial intelligence to be like a mom? Here it feels more like Bud is actually a child, which kind of makes it questionable how he could have been as successful as he was in Grow Home. And this is pretty much, I imagine, the exact same game, just with the new levels and some new gameplay mechanics. Settings wise, everything by default did what I wanted it to do. Everything is turned up high. It was full screen. It's at 1080p, my default resolution. There's some camera stuff that we probably won't ever change. We could look at the credits if we wanted to, but we really don't need to, so let's just hop into the game. You can see Bud has these little toys with him, that some of which represents the animals that we saw in the first game. I've kind of forgotten some of the gameplay mechanics. I don't know if there was a camera or if it was some other mechanic that you had to use to scan the animals. I think you had to maybe pick them up and drag them to teleporters. It's kind of funny, a robot using a pencil too. That's a silly idea, drawing. I wanted to play this game in particular because I just finished playing a game called Memories of Old, that was a low polygon Unity exploration game, and it was really just look, Mom is winning every single time. Sigh. Do you want to play again, Bud? Yep. Right. We could play I Spy, but there really isn't a lot to see. Warning, warning, warning. Meteor storm approaching. Yeah, Memories of Old had no real gameplay mechanics in it other than switching platforms in a few places and some stupidly easy puzzles. So yeah, like the first game, you end up crashing on a mostly ocean planet, and you're going to have to grow a plant to specific platforms to get back up to where Mom is to leave. And you're going to do a lot of climbing. Climbing was the main gameplay mechanic of Grow Home, holding on to things. But there's also exploration, there's also low polygon, and it's just done a lot better. Now, a comparison. Yep, the game autosaves in the top left. That's odd. I'm used to it being in the top right. A comparison is not completely fair because Forgotten Key was the developer of Memories of Old, and they're out of business after taking 7 years to make that one game. And they only had a publisher that's a German company called Daedalic Entertainment, which mostly just publishes their own point-and-click adventure games. Whereas this game is made by a small indie team that has the publishing funding and support of Ubisoft behind it, which that certainly is a lot more. Planetary observation droid, or pod. That seems new. Oh, hello. Do you like planets? I am Pod. I like planets and optics and orbits. loads of things. Press the back button to view pod's view. Okay, I think I just hit the back button. Using an Xbox One controller, we don't have a back button anymore. Oh, you can see through my eyes. Use the left stick to look around. Use the right stick to zoom in things. I like planets. Oh yeah, that's weird. I know what that is. It's a tub. That's like the teleporting. A protective canister that stores equipment. Can you get to it? Press B to exit pod's view. So this is our first area, and you can zoom in a lot more now that you're not locking in on that one thing, because it kind of stopped. Or maybe this only has a certain depth that it flies down to, and a certain way it flies back to. That looks like something. 2. So since we're here, we might as well take a bit of a look. It feels like, though, you would want a bit more of an isometric angled perspective here. This is quite a larger island than what the first island felt like, and there really was only a year difference. So, that's interesting, and it seems like this goes really far. Left bump. We've got some suits that we'd have to complete challenges to unlock. And we'll hit B to go back, and B to go back. Now, what you might argue is that the climbing mechanic is slightly difficult. You're using the left and right trigger to grasp on with your left and right hand. But then also the way he walks is just a little awkward and falling over. It looks like there could have been some improvement. Mom must have dropped this. Oh Mom, that was a terrible crash. Sniff. So, oh, a FloraDex 3000. The FloraDex scans, records, and reproduces the DNA of useful flora farms. It makes seeds, basically. It's pretty much the FloraDex 2000, but in a nicer case. So I imagine we had that before. It's just a little backpack. And so we've got, neat, it's like a Floriform copier. So how is this supposed to work? Grab and press X to scan. That's a compatible Floriform bud. Take a look at what the FloraDex says about it. So grab on with probably more than one hand. A trampoline. A trampoline spring form fungus useful for jumping and good sauteed served. Press X to throw a seed. Okay. Wow, it looks like we can kind of do whatever we want at this rate. Look at that. Collect crystals to upgrade your ability. 1 of 150. Oh yeah, boy, would it have been nice in Air Memories of Old to have 150 of anything to find or collect. Alright, I wanna... Now, flora means plant. So I imagine these are not plants. Although... So... It doesn't seem like we can get any... Bud. Oh, I died. Wow. I managed a way to die. So much for a perfect no-death run. Alright. And I guess what we're looking for would be more compatible plants. This game, or Grow Home, certainly changed quite a bit once you had that ability to fly around, and it's not much of a real spoiler to say that almost certainly we will pretty quickly get some form of a jetpack. Greatest height. The higher we go, the closer we are to the moon. But I'll track our progress. So I'm just climbing to the very top here with a simplistic backwards and forwards motion. I'll just throw that rock off the edge as if that mattered. Oops. Of course, staying somewhere is going to be a bit of an issue. And can I go into the fog in the water? I don't think I really can. Grab a floor form and press X. So we'll grab this and scan this. Fungus high, a sturdy tall floor form that should support your weight while climbing. Hold X to open the seed pane. So we've got 2 of these. So unless we get more pages, kind of feels like this is all we're going to be doing, at least for a while, is trying to find out stuff. Feels a little different than the first game. This feels a little bit more open-ended. And this is not the easiest way to climb up around something. And you gotta have to wait for the click, otherwise you're not gonna be able to grab. And so I've made it to the top of this, and I really didn't do anything. I don't think I actually am going to take fall damage. I think I may just take other kinds of damage. But here's a cave. So, what do we have here? A block. The blocks are as big as Bud are. Yeah, I don't see how I'd be able to pick up this block and take it with me. Take it back. But I think at some point we will have that as our goal. Is this a plant? It's a plant, but it's not one that can be scanned. It's just a plant. Alright. I guess we could look back further and see if... I guess we're supposed to go up here to this ability. Alright. So we're still pretty early game. Here's another one of our blocks. Use the floor former to reach the floating rock bud. Feel like the game helped me there to make sure that grew in the right place. It probably did. In the first game, it was one giant plant that you would find like seeds for or something to make grow more. Here it seems like they've decided to break out that concept into multiple plants. Which that might be a smart move. It at least keeps it different. And generally speaking, when you jump, you just want to grab with both of your hands until you're fairly certain you're on flat ground. And then switch into an alternating pattern. I could see this tiring my fingers pretty fast, but honestly it's not terrible to use the triggers and just the left and right stick. Grab the bumpers or triggers to open the tub. So we have to open it now. It's really not a sensitivity issue. It's an issue of the input specifically having an overshoot in it, and I think it's very intentional. So next ability. So jetpacks allow you to fly, kind of. Not like me though. So you can see my battery drains very fast right now. And Pod is over there telling me he found something, so I guess I wasn't supposed to specifically switch to his view. That's enough to work for us. This is a star plant. I don't know how I know this, but you need to grow it and climb it. And remember what to do. Wait, Bud, there's something up here. Let's back to view his view now. It's a piece of our ship, a piece of Mom. We should take it to Mom, to the moon, and fix Mom. I'll keep tracking everything you find. Press right bump. Right bump is mission stats. So we're trying to get to the greatest height, trying to get a certain number of crystals, 149 remaining, and 40 challenges done. See, the only thing I think you could do to expand a game like this more would be to have multiple planets, and I think the idea of if they had continued to do this, which I guess Ubisoft just didn't think that it needed to be a trilogy. I don't know why so many gamers actually think games should be trilogies. Come to think of it, it's like anything that tries to be a trilogy either never gets to the third game anyways, or it turns out to be a disappointment. See, I could try to go over there, but I think I could also very easily fall. And I think I need to find more crystals. Why am I in shadow? I think this game does have like sky whales, but I really shouldn't. It's interesting, the clouds that are covering, putting me in shadow. Let's see, I hear a crystal somewhere, so can we perhaps figure out where that crystal sound is coming from? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually reach like this, or if there's a real reason to. There is a crystal there. Is that the crystal I'm hearing? Oh, there's a crystal right there too. Yeah, it strikes me like this is probably going to be easier to deal with once we get our jetpack upgraded. So there's 2 crystals. If we could get to 10, I mean, it would be a lot to go over there. And I still don't feel like I'm quite where I want to be yet with abilities. There's an ability over here. There's a telerouter. Those are the things. It's a pod challenge. It's a telerouter over here. So, So yeah, the star plants are the ones that you have to grow into the base of the glowing areas to gain energy so that they can grow taller. Let's go ahead and jump this way. The problem though is to get up to something like that. That's not just a simplistic issue. There's something more to it. Let's see if we throw this here, maybe this will get us high enough. Yeah, your jet doesn't really have any upward momentum right now. It, at best, knows how to hover. It's kind of surprising, even though this, by modern 2019 standards, looks like it's just a low polygon Unity game that you would just pre-buy the assets for, and let's face it, that may have been even the case then. The idea of programming a game where you climb was definitely new at the time. The idea of programming plants to climb in a certain fashion was certainly something new. Let's see, pod challenge. We've got an ability that's really high up, which I don't think we'll be able to reach until we can get this star plant growing. So let's go for the telerouter to start off with. Yeah, it's very much forward momentum. Telerouters are activated by messing with those clamp things on the side. So you have to activate everything. These are teleporters / fast travel points, and once we have more abilities, there will be a lot more reason to come back here. It does respawning, it's very good at that. Press X to select the destination. And that's the only destination we have right now that we can fast travel to. So we're getting there. There's an ability way over here. This whole planet is a whole planet. Look at this. Talk about a new way to do the game. This is a cool idea. Make a full planet. And in all honesty, it's probably more than just a full planet. It's almost certainly a full planet with some orbiting stuff too. Seems like I now have zoomed out a lot more than I used to be able to. Alright, let's do this. Here's another great comparison to Air Memories of Old. That game constantly would play very prominent music. It wasn't bad per se, but it never got laid back and quiet like the music that we're hearing now. This music could have been playing since the beginning of this playthrough, and I honestly would not be able to guarantee that that is true because it's not so obnoxiously loud or complex. So it's just a nice laid back style of sound that you want more in video games. Most video game music should not be that memorable. Let's see, so we have to grab the sprout and then press X to make it grow. I want to be kind of careful here. And so you're going to have this pseudo amount of control once it starts growing, but unless this goes crazy in that direction, it's probably just going to hit that. I mean, maybe I could try and twist it in that direction, but I think it's easier. You're feeding the star plant. I know all about star plants. They need energy rocks to grow. If you connect it to more energy rocks, it'll grow even taller. So that's 1 of 5. What was that? Did that just show me like a score or something? Or my highest height? Now, if we find all the crystals, at that point you'll have everything you need. Mission stats. Yeah, if there's like a score, I don't know what that is. Yeah, if you find all the crystals at that point, you'll have infinite hovering. That's slightly nice, but also pretty useless. You're then effectively just using it as a quick and easy way to clean up all the missing other achievements that you might have not gotten, or challenges or whatever. Which that's kind of actually very nice. There's quite a few games out there where you'll get towards the end of the game and you won't be anywhere close to getting all the achievements, and it's such a daunting and difficult sounding task that nobody's really willing to go that way. I think you could probably oh, it's the star plant's height that it's telling me. So we're trying to get to 750 meters. I think it'll get a large burst of speed once we get to the next energy rock, or the 5 that are needed here. Got another tub. I could just walk in here and bounce these guys. Press Y in the air to open air brakes. So that's just a parachute. I am not liking the clouds. That is weird. There's definitely a point where we're gonna grab these plants and take them to a teleporter, but I don't think I'd want to do that right now. So how far are we when we zoom in? We are here, and the telerouter, another telerouter is there. There's a pod challenge over here. There's another telerouter over here. Another pod challenge. What happened to the piece of Mom? Seems like we're getting rather far away from where I thought it was. Maybe it's higher up. Yes, it is. So the full height that I can zoom out to right now is our first goal. And I kind of wonder, then is there another star plant somewhere around here? Are we gonna have to make multiple star plants, or yeah, there's a spiky new style star plant in the desert section, which makes me guess that there probably is another star plant even higher up in this section that I can't even see. Like that might be a star plant seed. So we might have to intertwine and interlock several star plants on this planet to reach our goal. Or maybe the star plants will just run out of any ability to grow any further because there won't be any energy rocks there. And I guess we have to do some challenges first before we could even start to know what challenges we are trying to unlock. So a good start so far. And kind of now at 30 minutes, this is probably the last time I'm going to mention Air Memories of Old. It's a game that's barely 3 hours long, barely has any gameplay. In the 30 minutes I played of this, I've seen a much better example of a low polygon exploration game. Interesting. That bug just flew right to me. And since it's kind of such an incomplete non-entity, there's really no more reason to run a comparison here. This 30 minutes was way better than the entirety of that game. Well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I end my episodes asking you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. I wish the pause would mute the audio in games. That's going to be a new pet peeve of mine, apparently. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.